many questions, and we enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. Paul, did you enjoy today?
Yeah.
As always, we always enjoy it. But yes, have a wonderful day further to all the mothers again. Have a wonderful day. And we shall see you on the live safari again on Tuesday morning for the explorers and for the YouTube members. And yes, that is me out, and the same as from the Wild Earth team. See you later. Have a wonderful evening further. Good night.
This program features live coverage of an African safari and may include animal kills and carcasses. Viewer discretion is advised.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Wild Earth Safari. As you can see, we're starting off the morning with a little butterfly, which is always quite pleasant, given that it's a bit overcast and grey. A little bit of colour on the butterfly is always nice. My name is Tristan. On camera, I've got a panda this morning. Panda?
Are you good, man?
Very good, and you? Sleep well?
I did, man.
Good stuff. It's always good when our cameramen have slept well. It means that hopefully they'll be on the ball. Right, now as you can see, I was saying it's a bit grey and overcast this morning, and that's a bit of kind of weather time of the year we get this, where the days are beautiful, but the sort of cloud creeps in and often means that we get these kind of warmish starts to the morning, and then it cools down as the morning goes, and then the sun comes out and it gets hot by the afternoon. So I expect very similar conditions today. Now, remember that we are coming to you live from not only here at Djuma, but down in Amakhala as well. And because we're coming to you live, it's an interactive experience. So we would love to hear from all of you. Remember, you can chat via the YouTube chat stream, as well as on Twitter or X, as well as on the website, where you can ask us anything, really. And it helps a lot when you do. Always creates conversation and allows us to get into all kinds of interesting topics. Talking about interesting topics, obviously yesterday was International Leopard Day, and so we didn't find a leopard, but a leopard came to us last night. So those of you that watch the dam cam will know that Mulawati was actually seen on the dam cam last night. His tracks are here in front, just going straight up towards camp, as they always do, and then continues up for Yatela access. But it was quite early in the evening, so chances of him still being very close to this area is probably very low. But you never know. Maybe we'll get lucky and pick him up somewhere. Indeed, Anna-Marie, let's hope that the cat's got the message that Catterday is here. We're going to try and see if we can find any sign of them this morning. Cedric's going to go down to the southeast, and I am going to head straight east along Central, and I'm going to hit Shida Cutline, come north, Buffelshoek Dam, northern boundary, and then maybe work my way west from there and see if we can't find any sign of any of them, really. I know a lot of you are quite concerned about Marips and trying to get an update on him. I can assure you that we are trying to search Djuma for any sign, and if he has been on a kill, then today, or well, this morning or this afternoon should be a good time for him to be moving around. So let's just see, maybe we get lucky with some tracks for him or some sort of sign of him somewhere. It would be really nice just to get an update on him, and even if we don't have him on our side, hopefully he's found somewhere else. Good morning, Linda Poli. You say you're ready to solve some bush trees, as are we. Let's hope that there are lots of little tracks and signs for us to work with this morning. It would be really nice, like I say, if we could just get an update on Mariep somewhere, wherever he may be, whether it's on Buffelshoek, Torchwood, here, doesn't really matter, as long as we can just find out how he's doing. So that'll be good. And then, like I say, hopefully Shadulu and Nena have come across, or Tlalamba. There's lots of options. There was lots of tracks on Chitwa. I was telling Cedric, so he's going to go to Chitwa, see if he can't follow up. I'm sure it's Nsumi that was walking around there yesterday, so probably early hours of yesterday morning or the night before she was around, so it might be worth just following up there for Cedric. So he's going to check there. I'm sure he's also going to check around Leadwood and Mamba for any signs of Clalamba coming across, and we'll do the more northern sections and then bend our way west from there. So let's see how we go. I know there was a black dam male in Buffelshoek yesterday that was roaring and calling and looking for others. I don't know, I mean obviously that's the report we got, but I don't know if it's confirmed it was black dam, but that's what they're telling us. And then it sounds like the Plains Camp Boys, for all the Lion fans out there, came back into the north again and were on the trail of the Kambulas that were in Shirley's, which is the property south of Arethusa. It's called Arethusa Private. So there could be some lions somewhere around as well. You never know. And the Nkuhumas were on in Koro last night too. All right, talking about Cedric and the plans that he and I have for the morning, I suppose it's that time where we should go and say hello to him and see what he's actually going to be doing.
Thank you so much, Tristan. Yes, it seems like all the lines are all over the show, but not on a Juma. But yeah, we are at Treehouse Dam, and it's a bit of a cloudy morning, but it's nice and fresh, and I'm absolutely looking forward to Saturday Catterday. Good morning, everybody. My name is Cedric, and behind the camera with me here on the Sentinel, we've got a Muscles and old little teddy bear. Well, we are sitting here at the moment at Treehouse Dam. Well, there was a male leopard, how fitting for yesterday, International Leopard Day yesterday. The Mulwati, that male, pretty much made his way past a dam cam. I think it was about 9:30 last night. So at least he made an appearance for a Leopard Day. And he went further west, and I'm sure he's going to go south. But yeah, to follow up on that male leopard, you don't follow him, he follows you. So yeah, I'm hoping maybe we bump into him somewhere here on the southern side. As I said, I am here at Treehouse Dam, and I thought I heard some birds alarm calling a little bit earlier on. I think got some hyenas just whooping away, just to the south of us as well. James Richard, good morning. Yes, leopard, wild dog, or a rhino for sure. Nice to have wild dogs again. Well, we had wild dogs, but it was a non-live safari last week. I had the three, those two males and the female. So I'm hoping that they will make their way back into this area. But yeah, we'll take a look around, see if we get lucky this morning. I've got a good feeling about this morning. But for now, we just got Mr. Hippo once again here in the dam, just resting at the inflow. He hasn't moved an inch. There's something on his back. Or is it just my eyes? Might be like a terrapin. Let me just quickly look. Oh no, it's not. It's actually a piece of wood, eh? Yeah, it's a piece of wood just behind him. It looks very, very strange. I thought it looked like there was something sitting on his back there with my naked eyes. Alright, well, we're going to continue with our search around here on the southern side of Juma. I think let's head further south into the Eastern Cape in Amakhala, as Eric wants to say good morning to everybody.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome. Have a look here. We've got some bull elephants having a bit of a tussle. You are live with us here at Amakhala Private Game Reserve in the very southern parts of the Eastern Cape, South Africa. It is a very, very early morning, slightly warm. Hello everybody, my name is Eric, joined by Morgan behind the camera. This morning we are going to be your eyes and ears as we take you into the wilderness to show you our favorite friends. And so far we've actually managed to find some of them. They're having a little bit of a push around, which is normal for what these elephants do. Obviously, we've got 2 new bulls that have joined up with the original 3 bulls in this area. Obviously, we know that the herd also was here last night, or yesterday evening, afternoon, for a decent amount of time. And now we have Kola and Ananzi, who's also joined up with Buti, and I don't know who the third one was. I was standing off almost to the far right of the group, so I couldn't identify him. It could well have been Azika. It could well have been Azika. And I have a suspicion that they are following the herd. And yes, that is in the direction of the sun. And you can see that there are some dust molecules, bits of sand that are coming in our direction. That is symbolizing a small breeze that is coming from the east. It's a warm breeze, but it's a small one. Dark Mane Lover, good morning, good morning. We trust you're doing well and ready for this sunrise safari. Well, I better get strapped in. It's off to a great start. And I'm wondering where the rest are. Now, we can hear these elephants are there, but we cannot see them, obviously.
Good luck, Eric. Hopefully you do find lions on your side. I've just been having a good elephant run down at Amakhala, so maybe some lions would be nice that side. So far we haven't picked up too much. I checked quickly last night when I was on Gari Cut Line. There was an impala with an injured leg that was around. So I just went a little swing past that area just to see. You never know. Injured impalas don't typically last too long out here. So just went to go see if there was any sign of anything. It's right at that big jackalberry tree that Klalamba loves so much. but no sign of the impala and no sign of anything hanging about there. And now we're just on Central, just going slowly eastwards. There's some tracks for a buffalo bull, just one by himself, kind of cruising along, heading in an easterly direction. And looks like he cut off south towards those mud wallows on Nyala Road. We'll see, maybe have a scratch around for that a little bit later. In the meantime, I just want to keep heading east slowly and see if we can't pick up any sign of any tracks here. A good area to check. So sorry, it just broke up a little bit there, Jared. Would you say Liam says hello from a rainy and then it stopped? So the crux of the whole sentence is gone. But I'm sorry that it's rainy where you are, Liam. Although good for watching a safari if it's raining. Rainy Kenya, oof, yeah, that is not a joke at the moment. For those of you that haven't been following, Kenya's being absolutely pelted with rain at the moment. And while, you know, some rain is nice, they've got widespread flooding, particularly in the Mara system. The Talek and the Mara River both burst their banks. I believe Purangat Bridge was washed away. A number of camps have been flooded. So thoughts going out to all of those that are being affected by it. Obviously, like I say, it's nice to get rain, but you know, it's when people are being displaced and potentially losing their lives and things are being washed away, then it's not a nice situation at all. So hopefully you're safe wherever you are, and hopefully the rains will start to settle down. But like I say, if it's raining, it's a good time to be inside watching a safari. And Kenya is obviously such a beautiful country, so I'm a bit jealous, Liam, if you live in Kenya. It's one of my favorite countries in Africa. I love going to Kenya. It's vibrant, it's beautiful, it's diverse. There's so much that's going on in that country, and it's interesting how little a lot of people have explored of it. Obviously everyone knows the Masai Mara, and so that kind of is always the first port of call, but they've got such incredible areas, especially if you go up to like Turkana, Samburu, Meru's beautiful. Obviously they have their mountain range. So they have very dry conditions. They have access to lakes. They've got forests. They've got beautiful coastal areas. It's an incredible country, Kenya. And so hopefully that rain will settle and things can go back to normal. But I know there's a number of people who's been affected by it, and so let's hope it all settles down. There's lots of crazy photos, aerial photographs of the river, especially the Talek. It's like, I know Ishara camp was completely flooded. The Marriott, that's outside of the reserve, completely flooded. So, not great. Right, now talking about Kenya and flooding in the Mara and all of those kind of things, some of you wouldn't have seen much of the Masai Mara if you started watching a little bit later in the last few years. And so if you'd like to kind of see what it looks like, let's take a look at the difference between Djuma and the Mara.
Africa's unique and stunning ecosystem has been formed over countless eons. The Masai Mara lies in the fertile space between the Great Rift and Western Valleys. Violent tectonic upheaval and volcanic deposits have created a fertile paradise. The soils support nutritious grasslands and savanna, which nourishes an abundance of animals. The highlight of the year is the arrival of the Great Wildebeest Migration. Some 1.5 million of these antelope make their way to the Mara each year. They risk the crocodiles lurking in the river to reach the rich red oat grass on the other side. Djuma in South Africa's Greater Kruger is even more ancient than the Mara. Its sandy soil support a variety of woodland habitats, made famous by one of the most elusive of cats, the leopard. Its thickets and clearings are also home to Africa's smaller creatures. Each plays a valuable role in this magical South African ecosystem. The colors, textures, smells, and sounds of the Mara and Greater Kruger are equally beautiful but exquisitely unique.
Well, you can see that's one place I'd love to get to is the Mara and go and take a look around that side. Yeah, very different, the two places. So one savanna grasslands, the other one pretty much savanna woodlands. All right, and looking at all those wildebeest, we did have one wildebeest come running past us, bolting past us and going north. So I'm just quickly taking a look on the southern side here. Why is that wildebeest so nervous? It was not happy at all. Now, I want to see if there's any tracks crossing here. There's not even a track for a male leopard or Mawati crossing over this side. So I wonder if he's not still a little bit further up into Jume. I can see where the wildebeest came running out this side. I'm going to go a little bit further back here. I just want to see another little spot in case. Sorry, I just want to see. Ooh, no. Nothing coming out on this side. Alright, I might actually just go back a little bit towards Treehouse Dam again. We also had like birds calling around in Treehouse Dam, so I think I'm just gonna move back into that area. There's nothing coming down the road here. Nothing. Alright, let's go. I think it's a good place to go and look. Just got a feeling about Treehouse Dam this morning. Happy Brit, a very good morning. Yes, Paul and myself, we also got our coffee and we also looking forward to this morning's drive. I'm sure we're going to pick up on something very, very soon on Saturday, Catterday, and see what else we can find around here. But so I am just scratching in this little area now just because of that wildebeest coming through. With I can say with a little bit of nervousness there, so I've got a feeling maybe he had an encounter with something, but we're just going to double check here. Have to keep our eyes peeled. Well, I think I'm just going to quickly pop into Treehouse Dam once again, where we started off this morning. Just want to see if anything will pop out there for us, because the reason for that is there was a lot of birds alarm calling around there at the inflow. Yes, leopard lovers, cat today, and yeah, exactly what we said yesterday afternoon. And I knew when we went past Gary Dam, I was saying to him, telling Paul, yeah, there's probably old Mawati will pop out here after game drive. And true as Bob, there he pops out at 9:30 at night time on Dam Cam. Yeah, I know. Look, if there is a ghost in this area, that's Mawati. He knows how to. He just knows how to avoid us. Tris and myself are talking as well. Look, you know, he's just being a leopard, but you know, if you look at our previous male leopards around these areas like Tingana, Mvula, Mafufanian, you know, those leopards, even Anderson, all those male leopards, they used to always call, and it was easy to kind of, not easy, but we could find them at least. But Mawati, he hardly calls for us, hardly. Early mornings for us to locate him. Standing by, go Trist. Standing by for you. Treehouse Dam at the moment. Just at Treehouse Dam Road, Shabamu, towards Gary Main. I'm heading back to Treehouse Dam. Just, yeah, I don't see any tracks of Mawati crossing over this side. He usually goes in Shabamu, so no, I'm not too sure. But I'm going to go back to Treehouse Dam. A lot of Nyonis are colouring around there.
Yeah, I'm just checking the edge of the prep line. Also, hyena back onto the prep line here. Sort of following her, heading around.
All right, copy. I'll take a look from the side. All right, just chatting quickly to Tristan. All right.
Discover the wonders of the wild with Safari Snaps, Africam's fun community game. Immerse yourself in the captivating live streams of animals in their natural habitat, and showcase your wildlife expertise by tagging these incredible species with their photos. Simply tag the animal you spot. Each tag earns you points based on the rarity of the species. The rarer, the more points you score. Join us on Safari Snaps and let's celebrate the wonders of African wildlife together.
There's this tiny, tiny, tiny sliver of the moon. It's going to be a new moon soon. Very, very, very new moon. But there's also a little bit of a warm breeze, which is also quite nice. I think it's also going to be another scorcher today. Warm, warm, warm day. Agatha Christie, indeed, we've lost our subjects, but we'll find our subjects when it gets a little bit lighter, or a little bit more lighter, as well as, very interested to try and see where the rest of the herd is, because I have a feeling that those bulls were following after them, because they had two of the younger bulls that have been with the herd for the last little while or so, for as long as I can remember, they haven't really been separated or like fully separated from the herd yet. So I would think that they would still want to be able to go back into the herd once the herd sort of starts to head out of this area, which I suspect they are in the midst of doing. I think the browsers in this area have overbrowsed the area, but the grazers haven't really grazed very much. So I think the elephants, they can't always graze. They can, but I suppose they don't necessarily want to have to always graze. So I think they're heading back to a place where they know that they can feed on a bit of the foliage, more of the shrubs and trees. We're now sending you over to watch a video based on a lot of activities here in Namakala.
On the edge of the Great Karoo, where the semi-desert gives way to the sea-scented Albany thicket, is a feast for the senses. An inspirational conservation story of courage, politics, patience, and success. This land was once grazing for sheep and cattle and plowed for pineapple and chicory. Now it is a burgeoning biodiversity hotspot where indigenous species once again roam the hills and thrive in the soil.
Breakfast has been served.
Stamping authority.
I tell you what, we've caught up with the three amigos and it's about to go down. Look at them moving in slow motion. They are totally focused.
Amakala is a natural wonder. Where once there were bleating herds, the wild predators have returned. Where cattle tore up the grasses, indigenous ungulates now thrive. Where the thickets expanded unhindered, elephants have returned to redesign the landscape.
Seems everybody's coming to say hello here now. Good afternoon, good afternoon. How does it? Are you well?
Lesser known gems of this land, brown hyena, and even rare aardwolf. Amakala is a tribute to rejuvenating powers of wilderness and a testament to human endeavor.
Well, talking about elephants in Amakala, you can see just the bum of an elephant there. It was in the road, but it's quickly moved on because there's a big bull that's just come out behind the car. And so this one gave way pretty quickly. As soon as this other one appeared, he'll come to our left now. He's going to... you can see how quickly that one's moving off. And it's because the bull on our left-hand side is just starting to come round, and he looks like he's... cheeky. It's not a small elephant, that. And got fairly decent tusks as well. You can see also just the sun slowly starting to rise behind him. Unfortunately, there's quite a lot of clouds, so we won't get a beautiful sort of silhouetted sunrise shot, but still magnificent, isn't he? Oh boy. He's just smelling us, just seeing who we are, what we're doing. isn't it? To have such a big animal this close. Carolyn, you say this is amazing. You just joined from the UK. Well, it is pretty amazing. Hey, boy. Come. Move on. You're not allowed to just stand over us. It is pretty incredible to be this close to an Ellie. It is quite special. And if you come out just a little bit, you'll be able to just see roughly where the car is. So that gives you an idea. And that's the front of the car, which will also give you a sense of scale of how big this boy is. But he's just curious to see what we are, and then he's going to meander. So that was just him checking, seeing what we are, curious of who we are and what we're doing here. Shame poor Nadine's on the car and she's not the biggest fan of elephants, so that is probably a little close for her. Probably a little close for most people, but there's no sort of display of any aggression from him. His ears all flat. He was just basically just investigating us and wanting to see what we're up to, and he's following that other bull where he walked. And so big bulls like this often will follow not so much younger bulls but herds, and you might find that younger bull is following a herd. I did actually see a few females further back but deep in, so I'm sure it's just following the girls around, and also the young boys that are trying to try their luck. We often find this time of the year with the torchwoods fruiting and after the marulas that there's a lot of bull elephants in the area and they're looking for mating opportunities and those kind of things. That's why we start to see a lot of these guys kind of moving around. Sorry, my radio is just sounds like it's quiet in the east. I did, while we were sitting here just now with this elephant, I actually heard Impala's alarm calling in Torchwood, but far, could barely make it out. So I don't know if that is Fort Lolamba. I was just checking Cheetah Cut Line a little bit, and it was busy on Cheetah Cut Line. Lots of hyenas that were moving around. There's tracks for honey badgers, obviously Ellies as well. It would be cool, wouldn't it? Just to understand their thoughts and understand what they are thinking and what they are doing and what they think of us. Obviously, they are big animals and they sort of dictate what goes on out here. But if you look at us, we're not exactly small when we're in these big vehicles. So I wonder what they kind of think of it. And I mean, obviously, they're highly intelligent and they've got incredible senses. So their ability to determine that there is multiple entities within a vehicle is there. And so I wonder if they just think, well, why is there so many things that kind of just move around and watch us but don't do anything? They're never feeding, they're never sort of attacking us. It must be fascinating to know what's going on inside that brain of theirs, especially because they're so sentient and intelligent. There's probably a lot of thought process that is happening that we don't even realize. But that was cool. It was very, very cool to have him just stand there and let us admire him. I always like kind of putting something in frame that can give perspective of size, because it's so difficult on camera to kind of describe how big an animal is or to show how big an animal is. And so when you kind of see just the tip of a Land Rover and you see how this animal was dwarfing it, it makes you kind of realize just how big elephants get. And this is not even the biggest elephant I've seen. I mean, he's pretty standard bull elephant. He's not a completely massive individual. Panda, can we just quickly... Oh, it's gone now. I had an ant-mimicking spider on my dashboard, but it's now gone off the edge. Anyway, while we carry on checking the Cheetah Cut Line, seeing if there's any signs for Tlolamba coming over, let's send you across to Cedric. Sounds like he's got a breeding herd of AVs that this bull might like.
Thank you, Tristan. Yeah, we also picked up on some elephants around here at Twin Dams. As you can see, a mother with a little calf, and has just moved past the dam area. The rest of the herd is a little bit further west into the thickets. So I think the two of them are just catching up to the rest of the herd there. Nice having elephants so early in the morning. I always believe start with some elephants, it's going to be a good day. She's just milling around there. The little one's just hanging back to the left. Not small. You can see the little tusks coming through, so it's already a rule of thumb with aging of a little elephants. If you start seeing those tusks start appearing outside the lip area, you would usually say plus minus 4 years old. So you can see those little white tusks coming through now. So in sizes and top in sizes, and I would say, yeah, about 4.5 year old, this youngster. Puma, yes indeed. Time spent with elephants is always well spent. Yeah, it's nice having them here this side. But as well, on top of that, yeah, Twin Downs, you just had male leopard tracks going straight north. I'm sure it's the same ones from Mawati from last night. Ended up at Gowrie Dam, and then he moved down further south, southwest. But he looks like I'm not going to follow up on him. There's no ways, unless we bump into him. Oh, yeah, well, Eric's got a beautiful elephant walk by. Let's go at that side to Yamakala.
Hello, little boy. This looks like Anansi. Young bull, that one. Very curious, inquisitive. But here are the rest of them. Oh, wow, look at this. They're all heading back towards the east. Hello. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. This is a manzi. I thought that was a manzi. Here's Cooper. One of Cooper's daughters. One of Cooper's oldest daughters, actually. Aye, aye. Ms. Balulega. And another one of the youngsters. Very curious this morning you guys are, huh? Really? All the smells. There's another one of the little youngsters. Yeah. Tiny thing. And there's another one of the little youngsters. Yeah, you're so cute, man. You're very curious. That is my foot. You can't touch my foot. And here's Kola. Hello, Mr. Kola. How are you? Did you enjoy your night with the boys? Rachie, it is indeed. It is sure. I don't know how to describe the feeling. It's definitely fulfilling. Definitely somewhat fulfilling. So that little youngster tried to grab my leg with his trunk. Very naughty. And here comes the big lady, Miss Aletitia. Well, those are not her babies, those are her grandbabies.
Explore the untamed valleys and thickets with Ralph Kirsten.
Beautiful.
Or venture into the wild with Eric Barnard.
I will take you to my favorite place to show you my favorite animals, share the best stories, and you'll definitely be able to watch the stars.
There are only 6 places available on each safari. For more information and to secure your seat, contact Wild Earth Travel.
a quick U-turn here. No, leopard queen, I don't think so either. We've had them close by, but not that close. And so it kind of like everybody lifted the trunk just to smell and to see who are you and what are you doing? Okay, you that person or you that guy again? All right, well, good morning. And then they kind of continued going on their way. But well, I'd like for them to head to one of the water holes close by. Agatha Krusty, I know majority of them. I wouldn't say I know all. The youngsters I still struggle with because a lot of them look fairly similar. They're all the same size, and their tusks are not all the same, but they're very, very, very similar. Most of them are the same length. They're just kind of different angles. But for the most part, all the adults I have down. Some of the females, I get confused with some of them. All the males, I know all the males. But it's just some of the females that I can get a little bit confused with. And it'd be mostly some of the, you can't really call them sub-adult females, but they've just passed that kind of sub-adult stage. How is it that a whole herd of elephants disappears like that? Oh, there they are. For a moment we had lost them, and we've come to a road that's a little bit higher than the path that they're taking. And his Boetie's tusks are so short because, well, they're not short, he still has to grow into them, really. They still have to grow. He's done well, considering the rest of the... Oh, here we go. Considering the rest of the boys, they've kind of got this... They've kind of had their tusks broken off of them. Like Azika. Azika's had his tusk broken off of him, both of them. Good morning. Perfect. Awesome. Thank you so much. We're passing another guide on his safari with his guests. Oopsie. Zika's tusks have been broken off because he was naughty. His tusks would have looked something similar to that of Boetie because they are pretty much the same age. Ooh, bumpy. But Boetie's tusks are they are where they're supposed to be. They'll look eventually like Polara's, but I actually think his tusks are going to be a little bit thicker than Polara's. Polara's are fairly thin-ish. Where are you? Where is everyone going? Because I thought I saw someone just here, but the rest of them are... I got you. Here we go. Oh, K9 girl, good morning. Indeed, what a beautiful sight to wake up to. Once again, feeling very spoilt, very privileged. This is lovely. These elephants are always so calm when they're up here in the dune thicket. I think it's a soft sand. I mean, I enjoy walking on sand. I love it. I think they must enjoy it too. I don't know. I mean, I don't know how much they enjoy it when the sand is hot, because I know I definitely don't want to walk on hot sand, especially barefoot. It's not pleasant. So I think maybe in some cases they may not enjoy it too much, but there's no hard soil, there's no rocks. Everything's soft here, easy to break off. Well, for an elephant, easy to break off. You've got so much power in those trunks and the feet. This is incredible. We're about to have elephants on the sunrise, and we had them at the sunset. Happy Brit, they can be, anywhere from 4 years old, sometimes up to 8 years old. I've still seen, I've seen it where, who was it? It was either Kola or Nanzi attempted to suckle from one of the females. But they are, firstly, they're far too big to do that. Secondly, they're far too old. Being 14, 15-year-olds, you definitely are not supposed to be suckling at all. I'd say between 4 years old and 7 years old, they'll suckle. And then they get weaned off, they get cut off. You're not allowed. Like some of these little youngsters, they'll be most of them are 5, 6 years old. I think 4 of them were born in the same year, if I'm not mistaken. 2 of them a month apart from each other. And every now and then you still see them attempting to go for a suckle. Especially the little youngster who's the firstborn of Ayanda. Because obviously Ayanda has her little baby that's about to turn a year old. So she's obviously lactating. She's producing milk. And I think her firstborn is taking full advantage of the fact that she's producing milk. The first little slither of the sun is starting to come up. This is very nice. And the elephants are crossing over the road. Very sandy track. Someone's broken an aloe. Or stepped on an aloe. I can smell that. The sap.
We did have some lions. Cedric's probably going to follow that one.
The sun has come up. You can see it just over there. We're free rolling down the hill. The elephants are not far. They sort of spread out a little bit and they've just crossed over the road. They are heading in a southeasterly direction. Oh, this could be good. All right, now we've got to turn off the road, which does require me to turn on the vehicle. That's what electric safaris would have been like. It's quite nice. I do enjoy it. Although I don't know how good it would be with approaching elephants, because obviously some of them have heard us come down, some of them haven't. Well, it's given some of them a little bit of a fright. And you don't necessarily want to give an elephant a fright. Oh my goodness, so we had the elephants yesterday with the sunset, and now we have them with the sunrise. Oh. Morgan's just going to swap ND filters. Yo, look at that. June, greetings. Yes, elephants galore. That's correct. We are very spoiled here. Wow. Well, they're moving into some very dense thicket now. I'm hoping we're going to be able to find them on the other side. They're also moving with a bit of a mission in mind. So I have no doubt that we may catch them out on the other side, but Morgan's just going to swap ND cards. Trying to keep up with them may be a little difficult. Some of our birds also going to start chirping now. Bulbo Baggins, it's our pleasure to do what we do for you. We love doing it, and especially with elephants. We have such an amazing time with these beautiful, gentle giants. And I'm sure some of them enjoy showing off for us, as they definitely do show off. Every now and then. You'll find sometimes, even when you park quite closely to a bull, and he's walking up to a tree, and he's acknowledged your presence. Oh, there's that color again. He's obviously acknowledged your presence. But Morgan's going to swap another ND card. But you can see that he's going to go and push over a tree just to show off his power to you. Look how powerful I am. I can push this tree over with just one swipe of a trunk. The females don't really show off too much. They show off their babies. I remember coming back to Amakhala after being away from here for 2 years, working in the Western Cape. And there'd been some babies that were born in that time that I had been gone. Those ladies with their babies, I think it was one of my first sightings. They came right up to the vehicle to show me, look, I've got a new baby. And I was shown all of the new little additions to the family. I found that was pretty cool. And it was definitely done on purpose. I don't think they would have brought, because none of the rest of the herd didn't really approach the car. It was only the mothers with their babies. And it was 3 of them with 4 babies. So one of the babies obviously was a little bit older and not quite born when I had been gone. I think it was one that was born when I was studying, which is pretty cool. But yeah, the interactions with the elephants that I have are really special. Sure, the sun is beautiful. Haven't felt too much of the heat yet. Not like yesterday. I can definitely feel the heat of the sun, but it's not as warm as it was yesterday. And it was warm. Roaming rhino is so special colors, those. You're not supposed to stare into the sun, but here I am staring right into it. It's so pretty. It's like looking at a ball. Oh, there's a ball of fire, but it is like looking at a campfire in the sky. There's just something about it that you can't stop looking at. We're probably going to go and catch up with our herd. In the meantime, we're going to send you back up to Djuma to catch up with Tristan.
Well, the sunrises and sunsets down in the Eastern Cape are often spectacular. So I know why Eric can't stop looking at it. It can be really incredible, that side of the world. Right, we are just on the cut line at the moment, slowly kind of meandering our way along. I'm just trying to see if there's any sign of Mulawati going north, because there's nothing for him going south. Cedric is actually busy down in the south there. Apparently his tracks for, I think, a lioness or a couple lionesses, I don't know, coming into Djuma from the south. So he's busy tracking there, but he says there's no sign of Mulawati going south. Often when we have him at the dam, he goes along Vuyatela access and then he cuts south down Zoe's Road. There doesn't seem to be any tracks heading that way, so just want to double check he hasn't crossed north, and then if not, while it's a long shot to find him and track him, it's worth just having a look. You never know, he might have killed a big impala ram and has it up a tree. It'd be ridiculous and not like him, but worth just checking in case. Our options are quite limited from a spotty cat point of view. Kalamba, obviously, it seems like it's still Torchwood side. The guys say there's nothing on Chitwa that they've found this morning. Marips is in the north. Tortoise Pan was apparently on Hoffman's. And then Shidulu and Nena, I think, are still on Arathusa. So it doesn't leave us with a lot. So might as well just go and scratch around for Mulawati. And who knows, maybe we find something else. So you never know. It can always be random stuff that pops up in random places. So that's the kind of plan at this stage. Darkman Lover, you say you're just happy that Mr. Fluffy Ears isn't skinny. Well, exactly. I think it's a good sign if he's not skinny. The guys say he's not like super massive, fat and full, but it means he's getting food. If he's not super skinny, he's finding food somehow, whether it's impalas or duikers or scrub hares or birds. It doesn't really matter at this stage, as long as he keeps feeding. That wound will be healing nicely now. I mean, it's what are we, almost 2 weeks, is it, since we did that operation? Yeah. So, you know, the stitches and that wound at about 3 weeks will be, especially the stitched part, will be sort of sealed, and then it's going to take a while for the unstitched area to close up completely. But that wound, it looks quite bad because the skin's quite far apart, but if you actually looked at the wound itself up close, it started to granulate and it's starting to come together nicely, and it wasn't actually that deep. It was more just like a little skin separation. It hadn't cut deep into the muscle there like it had across his chest and his right shoulder, which is why that side was stitched. It had to be stitched because of the risk of infection on his sternum. His sternum was exposed on the chest area, so they had to stitch that and then across this top. But stitching on this left side would have impeded his movement, particularly with that left leg. So when you move his left leg under sedation and hold that skin together, the left leg, as you would move it, would actually pull that skin out of your hand, and so that needed to be left open just so that he could actually move properly and not pull the stitches out. All right, let's carry on though on boundary and just check carefully, make sure there's no sign of our ghost leaving Djuma. In the meantime, it sounds like Eric has got some jackals.
Indeed, we've got a pair of jackals who look like, oh, you guys need to get a room if you're going to be doing that. Or find a bush. Our elephants have run into a pair of jackals here who seem to be unfazed by their presence. Oh, they're getting a bit feisty with each other. She didn't enjoy that. She wants you to stop. Some weekend love. You know, they do call. They have said sometimes that Amakala is the place of love, and clearly that's what this jackal's trying to give to this female jackal. It looks like. I don't think she's having any of it. Well, she definitely looks like she's not having any of it. She's not paying attention. She's looking at him now, but she wasn't earlier. Got a nose in the air. Fernanzi in the background there. That was cool. I would have thought these jackals would have moved off, seeing that elephant coming towards them. The elephant didn't really come towards them, He's sort of following the pattern of the rest of the herd. They are using one of the paths that goes straight through the dune thicket. They're not even following roads. Like usually they'll follow a road. It will take them everywhere they want to go, not even. Now, there were some jackal pups somewhere around here. Morgan and I we saw in December. I haven't seen them. This is definitely not them because these are adults. But they're somewhere around here. Yes, jackals. We haven't had jackals on the show for a while, let alone a pair. I think this is also the pair that we saw last shift as we were probably about 600 meters up the road. Probably going to find a place to have a little bit of a nap for some parts of the day, Jackals primarily active. Well, they're both active during the day and at nighttime, but most of the time at nighttime. Sure, Doodlebug, sometimes you have this luck and sometimes you don't. And today I think it's just our luck. Today is our day. We found the elephants, we found some jackals. They are very, very chilled. They are not running away. They don't care that we're in the area. And this is very special. Very special indeed. Now, if the youngsters were still around here, we might be able to see them. And so, they were definitely born October, November last year. Definitely. Because they were very small in December. Tiny little things. And to the video guy, it's not unheard of that you will find jackals hunting. I've seen a video where was it 2 or 3 jackals? I can't remember. A female impala had just given birth. Now, obviously, giving birth is a very tiring process. And these jackals took it upon themselves to attack this female. So the first jackal, obviously, could well have been a female. She came in and she snagged the baby, this newborn impala lamb. So she snagged the impala lamb and disappeared. The male, which was most likely a little bit bigger, he decided he's going to go for the female impala, the adult female impala. Now, usually this is something that won't happen. If an impala has all of its energy, a jackal stands no chance. But because she'd just given birth, she's exhausted. This jackal took advantage of that, and he managed to take her down and to suffocate her. So it is possible. It wasn't a jointed kill, but they were in the same area together, and they both got their respective meals.
Explore the untamed valleys and thickets with Ralph Kirsten.
Beautiful.
Or venture into the wild with Eric Barnard.
I will take you to my favorite places, show you my favorite animals, share the best stories, and you will definitely be able to watch the stars.
There are only 6 places available on each safari. For more information and to secure your seat, contact Wild Earth Travel.
Had a elephant bull that decided to turn on us very suddenly, and so it's nice just to have one that's pretty relaxed. So yeah. All right, looks like he's moving off. So I'm going to go further up this road. I want to just double check in case the lioness didn't make a way out onto Philemon's cut line, as well as I know that Tristan said he's following up on Mulwati. He wants to see if he can pick up on him, and sometimes he'll also come into this area, so I'll give him a hand this side. And what great news about Marips. Yes, Marips was seen in Buffelshoek area, and there we go. I really couldn't wait for a little bit of an update from that, and nice to hear that update coming through. Alka, oh yes, Marips is a fighter. Getting through all these hardships and crazy times, yeah. No, I think he's definitely a fighter. All right, let's slowly go up here. Still nice and cool. It was something. The clouds were pretty much disappearing a little bit earlier on, but looks like it's kind of thickened up again. I want sun. I really do. I want sun. Alright, so this is exactly where we need to just double check if that lioness did not come out here. If not, she's in this block. And this block here is so thick. Oof, it's very thick. To really even try to do a little bit of footwork in this block, it's going to take a lot of time. I told Paul if I have to go in there and follow her tracks inside there, I think at the end of the day I'll only come out there tomorrow morning. Sorry, Civilized, what have you got there?
Breeze Road now, Civilized, no tracks coming out yet.
Ah, no way. Alright, bye. Just do it. Standing by, Clayton, go.
Yeah, they've got my ribs in the suits. Things are quite far more, but apparently fat belly, looking good.
Yeah, copy that. Thank you. We got that update. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. So yeah, fat belly. So he's got a fat belly as well. So in other words, he's got some food in his belly and he's looking good. So that's fantastic. All right, well, we're going to continue up on this road. Let's head over to Tristan to see if he's had any more luck on Mulwati.
Unfortunately not, Cedric. We have the exact same problem Cedric's got. The tracks from Mulwati go into Mordor. There's a block here between Aubrey's Road and Gallagher shortcuts. It's an absolute nightmare in here. And I've checked Aubrey's Road. I don't see any tracks for him coming out onto the road. And so the last tracks that go in, one of the other guys told me was here somewhere, that they cut in. I can see somebody was walking here. It looks like maybe the anti-poaching unit that was walking this side. But I think his tracks cut off somewhere here into the block. It's not a very big block going kind of west from here, so the direction that this leopard was traveling was west and then north, but it is extremely thick in there and very difficult. Second, I just want to quickly check something. 2 seconds. There was hyenas that have been moving around here, which is par for the course, but there is something that looks a little smaller, but it's just a honey badger track. So not what we're looking for. Just trying to think now where's going to be the best place to check for this cat. He obviously we know he's not the most relaxed at this time of the day, and he certainly won't be relaxed on foot, so there's no real point in trying to track him that way. I guess we could just do a big loop around Gallagher's shortcut side and then back onto the Firebreak and Aubrey's just to check. Oh, absolute pleasure, Tanya. Obviously, I know a lot of you have been worried about him, and that's to be expected, and rightly so. But at the end of the day, it's just glad to get an update from the guys in the north. It's a bit conflicting. The one guy says that he's not full, and the other one says that he's full. So I don't know how full he is, but he's clearly not hungry. So that means he's caught something, which is good. Just trying to see where exactly these guys had the tracks going north, because that will dictate where we check. If they've gone north here, it's very easy for him to cut towards Gallagher shortcut side. This actually hits a drainage line, and then that drainage line runs across. There's lots of hyena tracks here. So yeah, he walked here. Okay, let's do Gallagher shortcuts and then come back around again. Maybe he'll pop out of the block somewhere here. I doubt it, but and walking in here is going to be, like I say, a pointless exercise, because even if we find him in here, Rencia, no, I don't think Mulawati's checking up on Marips. I think that he probably find he's just patrolling his territory, and Marips is still part of it. And that's always going to be the worry with Marips coming back here, is that Mulawati, while as tolerant as he can be sometimes, is also not going to be wanting another male leopard in his territory. And so, you know, unless Marips is extremely careful and doesn't sort of make a nuisance of himself and scent mark everywhere and is quite submissive, then maybe he has a shot of sticking out around here. Otherwise, his only option really at the moment is to push further north, which, as we know, takes him into the Manialeti. That Timbavati male is still on Buffelshoek and hanging around there. They've been seeing him quite a bit on Buffelshoek lately. So, I don't know, I guess what the hope would be is that Mulawati kind of moves a bit more south and just creates a bit more space for the Reaps to stay this side. But I don't think Mulawati's checking up on him in terms of trying to look after him. I think it's more...
It does look a little bit on the tired side, doesn't it? His eyes look very, very exhausted. Oh my goodness. Oxpecker, you're almost the size of that Impala's head. Be gentle. Just be slow. Still learning. Here we go. Getting another spot so that the Impala can't often reach. Right near where the horns is just starting to push out. Oh, that's beautiful. Oh, it's a little one. It's a juvenile. And it's also joining the party, waiting for somebody to feed it. Yes, flappy feathers. Oh, shame. I can't get rid of them. Look at them, like they're having an argument. No, you leave me alone. I said don't go there. Shame, little one. You might have to buck and rear to be able to get those birds off. Holding on nice and tight to your fluffy fur.
I do apologize for losing Tristan there. Went in a bad signal area. All right, so they picked up on these line tracks that we're following up on now, coming up north here on Impala Road towards power lines. So I'm going to try and get to that side very quickly. Ah, got them. Ah, fantastic.
We have an exciting announcement. Wild Earth is launching a YouTube membership program. For a nominal monthly fee, members get an ad-free channel, prioritized questions, early access to videos, and many more perks. You'll get fun features like badges and emojis that'll make you stand out in the chat. YouTube memberships will help us to continue with our mission of connecting people with nature while giving you access to lots of our amazing content.
Standing by, standing by. So we'll just have to control sighting here, so I do apologize that I will be on the radio. But if it is the Kambulas, I'm sure I'm almost 100% it is the Kambula males. If it is them, well, that seems like they are really holding the northern area now. It seems like they've been with the Nkuhumas as well, one or two of them mating with them. So, yeah, it's nice if you've got a coalition of 4 males in this area, because the chances of them holding this territory is much better than being 1 or 2 males. Look, there has been moments when there used to be 2 male lions. Yeah, I mean, you must remember one of the most amazing coalitions ever was the Mapochos, was Kinky Tail and Mr. T. I mean, they were 2 males, and they really held this area for quite some time. As well as you're looking at the Matimba male lion coalition as well. Those 2 boys, Hairy Belly and Ginger. I mean, they used to also dominate this area. So it's not saying that they can't, but you know, if you've got 4 males like the Birminghams, like the Majinga lions, you know, it's always the chances of holding an area is much better. So it'll be nice to see, and just to settle things down here in the northern sands with lion dynamics. Yeah, so they came up here. Jared, I'll still got to take time to get there. Just letting Jared know. Yeah, I could see they came all the way up this road, so on the western boundary of Djuma. I don't know. That other one was just by itself, that one track that I had of a female. Maybe it might have been this female. Maybe it could be a female from the Nkuhumas that was heading into that direction. But yes. Saturday is almost here. I will only say Saturday is successful once I see them, once everybody sees them. Because I'm not going to say, yes, it's Saturday, it started, and all of a sudden these lions have decided to move off the property. Then I'm going to look very, very dumb. And Paul, it's not going to be a good thing, eh? No. So I'd rather just, let's rather wait till we see them. Yeah, they'll be up, guys. I mean, the plain camps male as well. There's 2 male lions there that's coming in from the western Sabi Sands, and they came into this area recently and caused quite a bit of havoc. A lot of havoc, and the 2 plain camp males, they're big boys, absolutely impressive males. I got to see them a few years ago when I was working at Idubu, and they just started taking over that area when they were pushing the Tumbela males out. I still remember sitting there and coffee one morning, drinking coffee with my guest before game drive, and we heard these 2 male lions calling towards a dam called Scotia Dam. And when I heard these lions call the Scotia Dam, I'm like, oh, the Tumbela males. And we got onto the vehicle with the guest, very quickly got them on the vehicle. Off we went to Scotia Dam. It was a dam that was very close to the lodge area. As we got to Scotia Dam, there's these 2 big males walking across the dam wall into Scotia Clearing, a big clearing that was next to the dam. And that was the first time I got to see the plain camps males. And that's when they just came into the west as well. Impressive boys. Right, so I do apologize. Tristan and Eric, I think they're just struggling with their signal at the moment, so we will get them back on a line very, very soon. So no, we are right here now, so we will bump into them in the next 2 minutes, 1 minute, 2 minutes, 1.5 minutes. Hi, Paul, yes. Line track's going up here. Excuse me. So if it's a 3, if it's 3 of the Kambula males, then maybe you'll pay for that male that was alone the other day here on Juma. I guess he hasn't hooked up with his brothers. He was last seen going into Buffelshoek. He was going north into Buffelshoek area. There's a property that's just north of Juma. They might still be that side. Maybe they're trying to contact him. Maybe they're trying to get back with him now. Should be here somewhere. Just keep your eyes peeled, Paul. It's going to look like a big cat. It's a big cat. It's tawny. I see the tracks going straight up here. I'm sure they're here somewhere. Still going up here. I think they're lying out. Oh, there they are. Yeah, they are. Yay. All right. All righty then. All right. Paul, how are we gonna? You want to go that side like that, huh? Oh. All right. Thanks, Paul. Great chat. Just let me know what's gonna be nicest. I just want to double check. Yeah. So I only see 2 male, 3. There's a third one there. Oh, so, huh? All right. This one's looking at me very funny. Yeah, I just want to quickly get my binoculars out here. All right, so this is the 2. The third one sits to the left, and the female. Looks like the Kambulas. So get my binoculars out here. Look. Yeah, here's that one that had the proper gashes on them. So they've been in a fight a few weeks ago with also the plain camp males and the Nzenga males. No, sorry, not the Nzenga males, the Kajima males in the south towards Sabi area. So they picked up a couple of injuries, and you can see the one that's got the head up. You can see this male lion's got some proper gashes on the right hand side as well on his head. But old gashes, you know, you can see that those wounds have started healing quite nicely. It's nothing too fresh. Yay! Saturday is now officially on the go. Wunderbash, yes, but I also have to thank the other gentleman, a guy called Civilized, and we're really helping each other to try and track these lions down, so we got them. What do you think? Rather try and get all of them in. Yeah, I think I'm going to park that side. I agree with you, Paul. Yeah, no problem, Paul. Thank you. Thanks. Great chat. Yeah, great chat. Thanks. All right, we're going to all right, we're just going to quickly try, and we're going to want to get like a family portrait somehow. I don't think it's going to be not going to be good. It won't work, but anyway, we'll try and just go in here. Okay. This one's just looking at me very funny. Interesting, huh? Alright, I'm just going to park just here. But beautiful boys. Oof, look at that other male down there as well. So he's got his head up at the moment. My binocs out. Ah, that is K4. So you can see that wound on the left eye. Was it on the left eye or the right eye? The left eye. So yeah, it looks like K4 is, yeah. So there's another male that's missing at the moment. Sorry, Jared, I did not hear a thing. I was just concentrating on IDing, yeah? Yes, leopard queen. Very nice that the Kambulas are away from the plain camp male for now. Oh, here's something. Look at that. All of their heads just go straight up now. Look at this. Even their beautiful sister. So the sister's to the right there. What are they hearing? I don't know what they picked up on. But look at her. She's also very, very pretty. This is the first time I've seen her. I've seen them before all together. I've never seen the sister of these males. And it's very strange that she's followed them as well and started moving with her brothers. Usually the female will remain back with the pride. The males will tend to break away from the pride and become nomadic males and look for a territory. And usually the females won't follow their brothers or half-brother. The females will stay with the pride, but she's decided to, hang on to them and move with them. And very, very interesting. So these males are between, I think, all like 6-7 years old, in that vicinity when it comes to age. And but what a sighting, everybody. This is amazing. Yo. This is amazing. So we're just missing the one brother. Almost reminds me of back in the days with the Majingis. There we are. Okay, if I do get a puncture, it's no problem. I mean, I'm just going to send him Paul out to do the tyre change, that's all.
Funny jokes.
Yeah, see it. Paul says yes, he will be doing it. He doesn't mind. Fantastic. Thank you, Paul.
You're good, man.
I'm very good, thank you. Oh, we just bring Nadine here. And they are impressive boys. Beautiful manes on them, nice big bodies. The Kambula males are really impressive. And so important for these guys just to stick together as a coalition. So in case they have another encounter with other males again, they don't want to. As you know, the Grand Tour is coming up, and that's going to be hosted by some of our naturalists, the old and the new, at Pungwe Safari Camp and Chitwa. And that will be from the 16th of November to the 23rd of November 2024. And there's only 8 spots available, and bookings open from the 3rd, that's from yesterday. So please make sure that you jump on and go and see if there's going to be a spot available for you. Safari like no other, with your favorite characters. We're going to show you most amazing characters. So yes, you can see them in real life, yeah. And you can also take a filming masterclass with Lauren and Davy and experience a rhino dehorning. They've come on here onto the northwestern corner of forget it. Something. So they're on the northwestern corner here of Djuma. Sorry, I just hear something here, like almost like alarm calls further south. That's why I think they were had their heads up just now. It's been interesting times now. I mean, what are the black dams? So this area is, we thought like the black dam males, it's 2 male lions. We thought they will really kind of hold on to this area. But yeah, as I said, now you've got these 3-4 males, the Kambula males coming in. That's put so much pressure on the black dam males. I think that's why they've decided. I think the black dams were seen up in north in Buffelshoek area. I think they got pushed a little bit further away from here because of these boys now. A little bit of a shift in territory. And plus they've been calling. I mean, the K4 male, this male lion that you see now, he was absolutely in full voice the other night there with Amy.
This is On Safari.
To the south of him. Alright, so this is like where he cut off, is somewhere here. He went in to the block. But like I say, he could have just turned and come back down. So if Cedric's hearing alarm calls to the south, what we'll do is just take Power Lines Road, and then from Power Lines we'll head southwards a little bit. Never know, maybe a sneaky Shadulu sighting would be quite nice. I think they're still in the west though, but I actually haven't gone and checked on that channel just yet. wildebeest certainly wasn't sticking around. Maybe he knows that there's 3 males and a female lion around. It's quite an interesting story, that, with that lioness that just followed his litter mates around. I'm sure that's what's causing a bit of a struggle at the moment, is the fact that there is this female in amongst them, and obviously Plains Camp and all the other males are picking up that she's probably coming into estrus cycles now. And so they are trailing her as much as they are trailing the boys to try and push them out. But the Plains Camp males can't do it all, they can't be everywhere, so at some point hopefully they'll head back to the west again. Alright, while we go check south of Cedric, let's send you back across to him and see what those lions are up to.
Yeah, exactly, Tristan. Yeah, and I know the Plain Camp males have been following these Kambulas yesterday, but I think I've got a feeling that they will turn and they'll head back to the west. And they've got such a big territory, such a big area they have to patrol. So this male that we see now that's busy licking his paw, he's known as the K6. The K6. I know it's strange. They've all got funny names. But we'll just call them the Kambula males for now. But that's a beautiful mane, nice and dark, and his other brother just to the left here hasn't really got his head up yet. I'm hoping that he'll pick up his head very soon. A doodlebug. You say K4 is now your favorite. He is. K4 is beautiful. He's a stunning male. But this one that they call K6, his head is up now with a proper gash on the right hand side of his head, on his temple there. He's got a very interesting eyes, very light eyes. Actually, when he was sitting there and giving Paul and myself, it was, yeah, quite the stare and beautiful eyes. Look at that. Hello. Was grooming himself, cleaning his mane with that rough tongue. I'm just hoping there's some buffaloes that come on to Djuma today. It would be perfect. Tonight we'll have some lions on some beef. Oh, a bit of scarring on his back left leg. I'll get my binocs. Yeah, you can see that scarring on his back, inside of his back left leg. So I think that's exactly when they had those huge interactions with other male lions, pretty much to the south. I think inside Londolozi they found them like 2-3 weeks ago with a lot of scarring, limping and all that. And some of them saying they got had an interaction with the Kajima males, and then some say they also had an interaction with Zenga males. So, but I will try and get more updates on that to see exactly what has been happening there. But yeah, they look fine now. Those scarring, it's all healing up very nicely. So typical of wild animals, very resilient. Scars and all that, it heals up very, very quickly. It's so cute. I love it when they groom themselves like that. And that paw, and they've got big paws. It's like dinner plates. There's a nice dark mane as well. Raichi, I think they're more distant related to, I think the Birminghams. I just have to double check on that. Sorry, I'm just trying to get all the entire dynamics here of the lions quickly back into order. See, they got the Kambula name because of it's, they come from the Kambula pride. And I think the Birminghams mated. With the Kambula females. I'm just thinking the time, about 7 years ago. So it's almost right, because 7 years ago, this area was pretty much controlled by the Birmingham Coalition, the 4 male lions. But I'll just double check. Sorry, I don't have any signal where we are here now, so I'm just running on everybody's updates, and hoping that Jared will also give me any updates that does come through. Ah, all right, so I'm right. Hey, so they are the sons. Thanks, Giraffe Girl. Thanks, Picky. So they are the sons of the Birmingham males. That is wonderful. That is wonderful. Beautiful genes.
Explore the untamed valleys and thickets with Ralph Kirsten.
Beautiful. On God.
Or venture into the wild with Eric Barnard.
I will take you to my favorite place to show you my favorite animals, share the best stories, and you'll definitely be able to watch the stars.
There are only 6 places available on each safari. For more information and to secure your seat, contact Wild Earth Travel.
He's looking so good. Yes, he's just done his hair. He's done his makeup now. He's ready for the day. He's looking good. But you see those eyes, very pale as well, eh? Almost like pale eyes herself. His eyes is very light. He's got beautiful light eyes. If he looks at us again, he'll just check. Look at that. Beautiful. So 50 years, maybe he might have a little bit of a limp. Yeah, there. Ooh, yeah, there's a battle wound right there. But like you can see, he's putting pressure on that front right leg, so it's nothing to see now. Look, all of a sudden walking better. A little bit stiff in the beginning. But once, there you go. See, he's not even walking with a limp now. Done. Now he's going to go greet his other putty. Let's see if we're going to greet him there. Yeah, there we go. Oh, look at that. Oh, Lily. Isn't that brotherly love? Brotherly love. And they always have to make sure their bond is strong between one another. And this is one way of proving that. It's just by the typical head rubbing, grooming each other, lying on top of each other. Always a little bit of contact between one another. And now they are sleeping. All right, well, we are going to sit here. Well, we're going to sit here for the rest of the drive for sure. While we do that, let's head over to Eric, as he's got some beautiful zebra down there in Amakala.
So, we've stepped away from our elephants for a little bit, just to give them a little bit of time to get through one of the clumps of thicket that makes it incredibly difficult for us to see them. We are now looking at these beautiful, beautiful plains zebra. And they're at a bit of an advantage, in the mornings with those stripes, the black stripes obviously helping them to warm up, attracting, we obviously know that the color black does attract heat and obtain heat very quickly. So the zebras will definitely be using that to warm themselves up, but they're also going to want to cool themselves down towards the middle of the day, and those stripes will do that for them. On the black stripe the heat will rise up, and then it will cool, and it goes over the white stripes, and it will heat up and rise up, and then it will cool, and that whole process of the heat of the airflow rising and falling creates these little kind of whirlpool effects over the skin of the zebra, and that in turn helps cool them down. Got a couple of birds out here in the flat, fiscal strikes, bokmakiris, southern bobos. Was it here? No, it wasn't here. Yeah, yesterday I saw a big bird of prey that I had no idea what it was. It looked like some form of harrier, or maybe a juvenile goshawk, and I couldn't get close enough to identify it before. I kind of lost it. I saw it, watched it for about 5-10 seconds, and then looked away, and then when I looked back at it, it was gone. So, zebra looking very content here. Obviously being bothered by a fair amount of flies, especially today being a warm day. The flies will definitely be out and about, annoying all the animals, because the animals will sweat, and the flies will be there to Also lick up a little bit of the sweat, but just there to bother. Basically just there to bother the animals. Now, as you know, Wild Earth has got a YouTube membership program where there are some benefits that I'd like to tell you about. Obviously, you get to have an ad-free stream that you can pause and rewind. It's very simple to find. All you have to do is go onto our YouTube page, click join to find out more, and join the membership. And like I said, there's benefits. Obviously, there's always benefits to it, and it's fairly simple to find. You can use it on your smart TV, you can use it on your phone, your iPad, your tablet, whatever device it is that you are using, you're more than welcome to use. Slowly moving away. These zebra weren't here yesterday. I'm not too sure where exactly they were, but when we drove through this open flats here, there was pretty much nothing. Laura, you are you're correct with that one there. They do look amazing when you get really, really close to them, and to be able to actually see the different stripes. And sometimes you can't actually see the shadow stripe that's on the white stripe. And when you're nice and close, it's impossible not to. It is highly impossible to not see them. Now, zebras are unselective bulk feeders, which means that they can maintain good condition with even the poorest of grazing. They don't mind. They are very hardy animals. The sound of a zebra is something that will definitely remind you of Africa. At Mars, oh my goodness, you couldn't be more correct there. These zebras love to show off their backsides. Just like the waterbuck. And sometimes our elephants love showing off their backsides towards us. Oh. But the rhinos as well. The rhinos tend to do that. Not all the time. But a good amount of the time you'll find in a rhino sighting you staring at the bum. But these are stripy bums. So there's bums with all different shapes, patterns and sizes. These wrinkly bums. There's circular bums with circles on them. And then there's stripy bums. Now, as much as they are not picky feeders, they are picky drinkers. Zebras don't like to drink dirty water. They want to drink something that's somewhat clean. So all those pans that we've seen that had all that dirty, sort of that layer of kind of grime on top, those zebras won't go near it. They sometimes actually dig holes alongside the watering holes, where water will sometimes filter in from the soil, and that water can sometimes be a lot cleaner than was in the pan. How clever is that? I suppose to keep your stripes looking as pretty as they are, you've got to eat the best of the best and drink the best of the best. Mind you, they do roll around in the sand quite a bit, and they do end up looking quite dirty and brown, and when it rains, washes all that dirt off, and they're clean.
Well, while Eric's been playing around with zebras, trying to see if I can get a view of a brown snake eagle. It's tricky, it's against the light completely. So poor panda, it's going to have to shoot directly towards the sun, but it's sitting in a dead tree here. It's very kind of easily identifiable just by that big robust head and those bare featherless legs. Even from far you can tell that it is one. And I see it's being bombed by, what is that? It's one of the accipiters. The bird that flew past it was one of the small raptors, but I couldn't see which one. It's so difficult when it's against the light like this. It's landed in a marula tree, but I can't see it amongst all the vegetation. But, like I said, these guys, these brown snake eagles, are pretty easy to identify. They, even in flight, they've got this kind of like white, almost sort of looks transparent on the primaries. There goes that bird again. Let's see what it is. Oh, it just keeps going behind trees. Can't see it. And in this area we get shikras, little sparrowhawks, African goshawk. Goshawk would be too big for that. There's probably a shikra or a little sparrowhawk, one of the two of them. Gabars as well in this area. Nathan, no, not really. Brown snake eagles aren't massive. I mean, they're not tiny, but they kind of, I would put them more in the small to, well, medium-sized raptors probably. Let's put it there. You know, it's not considered a very big bird of prey. When you compare them to the things like crowned eagles, martial eagles, those are much, much, much larger than what this brown snake eagle is. I actually saw a long-crested eagle, when was it? January on Little Gowrie. It was very cool. It's not a bird of prey we see very often. I don't know, have we ever had long-crested eagles on the show? I can't remember ever putting one on myself. They're not common here at all. You don't see a lot of them. I just want to let this car go quickly past me. It's a staff vehicle, I think, that's going past. But yeah, long-crested eagles are not something you see a lot of. In fact, in my entire time in this area, I've seen maybe like 4 or 5 times, and every single time has been on Little Gowrie Chitwa. Like, I don't know why they like it on there, but I haven't seen those animals. Sorry, this car's gone quite quickly, so there's lots of dust. I just want to slow down. But I haven't seen them regularly, so it's not like it's an animal that keeps coming to the same place. So interesting. I wonder why they like that area particularly. Alright, let's carry on slowly bumbling along, seeing if we can't find anything. In the meantime, though, let's send you back across to Cedric with those lions and see what they're up to.
Thank you, Tristan. Well, Tristan, just turn around and on Wendy, and you'll find that there's a long crested eagle sitting behind you, known as Nadine. She might have a crest on it at this hour of the morning. Anyway, while we sit here, we are enjoying these Kambula males. As you can see, K4 male, he's just got his head up and just listening out. At least we got the one, his head is up for now. But it's going to be very interesting to see what happens if those plane camps come into the east tonight, come on to Juma tonight. I think that's going to be a lot of interesting things going down here. Especially that they are a little bit older than these males. But for now, these males are just going to rest here for the morning, for the day. Anna Marie, it's nice to see these boys and their sister. Oh yes, indeed. It is so, so good. Just love them to bits. And the sister, yep. So still hanging around with them. And the big thing is, I was reading as well the other day that she pretty much joined her brothers when they got pushed out of the pride by the new coalition that took over their pride, took over the Kambula pride, and there was males called the Nzenga males. And when the Nzenga males took over their pride, these 4 males left their pride, and the sister decided to join them. And she didn't want to get killed by those males, and she said, okay, well, I'm going to join my brothers, and off she went with them. And since then she's kind of really stuck with them, but she's not going to be with them for long. You know, at the end of the day, they've got different ideas, and you know, male lions, they've got big territories. They, you know, their territorial side of things is different to females, where these males will stick together, and you'll find that this young female eventually she'll decide, okay, well, maybe it's a good time to head back to the rest of the pride, to the original pride, and rejoin him there. And they mostly hang around in Londolozi, Mala, that side, so quite far southeast from where we are. That's where the original Kambula pride comes from. But I know that there's also been a breakup in that pride, so I think there was renaming of that pride as well recently. But she is beautiful. Nice to see her. No, canine girl. The males won't kick her out. That's the thing, you know. If she goes into heat, you'll find the boys are going to show interest. It's just it's animals. It's the wild. They're going to show interest, and that's not going to be a good thing at all. So I rather would like to see her leaving her brothers and half brothers here and head back. I think just recently, I can't remember who, someone told me that they actually saw that the males were showing interest in her. So it just shows you that there has been signs of that happening. But then again, I think she just feels she feels safe with him. That's the main thing. She feels safe. That's why she's staying with him.
Discover the wonders of the wild with Safari Snaps, Africam's fun community game. Immerse yourself in the captivating live streams of animals in their natural habitat, and showcase your wildlife expertise by tagging these incredible species with their photos. Simply tag the animal you spot. Each tag earns you points based on the rarity of the species. The rarer, the more points you score. Join us on Safari Snaps and let's celebrate the wonders of African wildlife together.
Leslie, they never do. They never do. Because if they did, they'd be bothered by all sorts of flying pests. Tails must keep moving. And you'll see some of the tails are thicker than others. Some of them have different builds. Some of them are primarily just hair. Some of them have a little bit of a, kind of like a bit of skin that almost looks like a whip, and then a tiny bit of hair at the tip. Some of them, they are completely just skin and bone with no hair whatsoever. It'll be our stat. And some of them have little tassels at the end of it. And it'll be most of the elephants and some warthogs. And then there's always the little fluffy ones that are like the hares, the scrub hares, the cheetahs, the kudus. The mountain reedbuck, all of them got fluffy tails. They may differ in size, but they're all fluffy. And then some animals' tails are actually weapons. If you look at something like a water monitor, just don't want to get hit by that. Kaylin, it is possible to see elephants swimming. There's only really two big kind of places where they can, and that would be in front of Bukela Lodge and Hlosi Lodge. If you are lucky enough to go in there, you are able to see them when they go there swimming, lazing about. That will generally happen on a hot day. So now that we're going into our wintry months, you shouldn't really see it happen too often. But when summer comes back around and the heat, those 35 plus days, it's very, very, very warm, you'll definitely find elephants wanting to have a little bit of a swim over there. bit of a cool down. And just like Tristan says, yeah, they do like to jump on each other because they feel buoyant. They'll feel almost not weightless, but definitely a good few kilograms lighter than what they feel like when they're out the water. So they get this kind of joyful kind of spring in their bounce. Speaking of Tristan, we send you back up there to have a check up with him.
Well, not much happening on this side of the world. Just trying to get updates from various sources. The eastern side of the northern Savi Sands was apparently quite quiet this morning. There was, I think, some lions, it must be in Kahumas, I think, that are on vessels that came south from Chitwa side, and then there's tracks the guys are following for a leopardess going south from the Chitwa and Nets vessels cut line towards a pan called Jack's Pan on a nets. So yeah, that doesn't help us at all. And apparently tracks for Tortoise Pan inside Hoffman's, close to Triple M. But that's it. And then the updates for Shadulu and Nana, they fast. Shadulu was at Safari Airstrip yesterday afternoon or evening, and Nana was found on Elephant Plains this morning. So they've gone the complete opposite direction rather than coming towards us. Anyway, we are just slowly bumbling along, just checking what's around. Came back to Cheetah Cut Line just in case Kalamba has decided to cross back again. So far I haven't seen anything. We've only just gotten onto Cheetah Cut Line now. This is where she was apparently yesterday, somewhere here. The guys said at the junction of Leadwood, which is this road coming in. She was in one of these trees yesterday briefly and then headed east. So I just thought I'd just come back and just check in case she's crossed back over onto our side, but I don't know. I'm not hopeful. I feel like she's inside Torchwood. If she was going to be moving around, it would have already been early this morning. You never know. Let's try and see. Maybe we get lucky and we find her. Wandile all the time, very regularly. Mulawati's tracks didn't quite come through camp last night, but right on the edge of camp, on the access that you go into camp, he walked along there and then round. But Kalamba regularly walks through right past the rooms. I've seen her right outside the room walking past. Often find her tracks past where the vehicles are parked in the mornings. Lions, not so much. Not this camp particularly. They do every now and then, but it's not common for the lions to come through. We find leopards a lot more and hyenas a lot more. Hyenas almost every night that they're through the camp, but leopards used to be a lot more than it is now. Hosanna used to be through there all the time. Tingana used to walk through there. Mulawati, I've had his tracks going through a few times. So yeah, it's a place where we don't have really fences that stop them, so they just kind of cut between, and we normally find it's more in the winter time than in the summer. In summer they don't really need to because there's water everywhere, but in winter what happens is they cut from Gari Dam to Gallagher Pan, so they just use the campus as almost like a thoroughfare because it's the most direct access, and there's nice paths that they can walk without having to go through very dense bush. So they often just do that, particularly at night. So yeah, we do see predators a lot in camp. But it's part and parcel of being out here. You just got to be aware of it, use a torch at night, and just be careful when you do it. Otherwise you can get yourself into a bit of a sticky situation pretty quickly. So we've never had really anything too crazy in terms of like dodgy incidents. I know we've had a couple leopards kind of walk through camp while people have been in camp and they've been seen, but We don't typically get the same as what some of the camps on the rivers get. You know, the likes of Londolozi and Singita and Mala Mala, those Delini, they have a tough time because they're on the river, and so a lot of cat movement through their camps there, compared to here where we don't have to worry about it as much. All right, let's carry on. Let's see what else is happening. In the meantime,
I'm so sorry. I can't help it. And now the flatulence is coming. This boy has just decided he's going to prop himself down. Right. Timber. Oh, he's enjoying himself. It's not often that you see this, but they do it all the time. They'll find a nice little cool place. I can't help it but just lie down and enjoy the nice coolness. It'll definitely be cooling his right side. Laziness 101. Caller, you've done it once again. Are you tired, big boy? Amazing. What a lovely interaction we're having with this young boy. And I mean, he's so calm, but you can see he's very warm. The sand that's been in the shade here has obviously been in the shade for majority of the time since the sun has come up. So obviously it's lovely and cool. He'll be also throwing it over himself. We're going to send you we'll send you to Cedric.
All right, as you can see, one of the males have just come to this little pan here on the open clearing, and he's just decided to come for a nice little drink. Of course, this is a male lion known as K4. Having a bit of a quenching his thirst for the morning. Look at that face. Absolutely amazing. I keep on looking at something further on. I'm not too sure what, but might be other impalas, because we do hear a lot of there's plenty of impalas around this area at the moment. To the north of us, to the south, to the west, to the east. We're actually pretty much surrounded by impalas. And you can see also got that nice nasty scar on his on his shoulder there, right close to his spine area. Not the freshest of scars. Oh, he's going to get up now. Ooh, aren't you beautiful, eh? Look at this. Magnificent. It looks like he wants to flop down here. I'm just going to bring my leg in slowly. Going just behind the vehicle. Oh, maybe his other brother will follow as well. Let's see. He's going right behind us. And you can see his Putty is just watching on. Maybe follow. Standing just here in the middle of the Gwari bush. I think he's going to go lie down. Okay. He's going to lie down. Let's go back to this one. He's gone flat. He just went flat there now. I was hoping that this other male will follow as well. Maybe come for a nice little drink. He's just sniffing the air, listening out. Moresh. Is K6 the leader? No, Moresh. You know, some people always say, oh, but this one is the most dominant in the coalition. You know, when I saw like the Majinga Lions, when I saw the Birminghams, sure, dominance was a swap between all males. You know, it's, yeah, so there's no leader. He's also got a very pretty face, very long face. Very, very long face. Mercedes Bean, yeah, I know. I think whatever these lions are busy looking out at, I think they those things better watch out for these big 20 cats on this Saturday morning. You don't want to come roaming around here by yourself on this open clearing. Not a good idea. And that bird that you're hearing shouting in the background like that is known as a crowned lapwing. And of course, I'm sure they've got a nest here somewhere where these lions are lying, and these lapwings aren't happy at all with these lions. And this beautiful female as well has got her head up at the moment. Take a look, she's just watching out and listening out to all the impalas. It's busy snorting around here. And she's got hardly any battle wounds on her. Compared to these males, they're full of scars on their backs, on their hindquarters, on their faces. And this female looks like she's very pretty, hardly anything. She's keeping herself looking very good. Look at that, isn't she pretty? Hey. We're going to go join her brother. Oh, she's going to go lie here next to us. That's nice. Oh yes, Anna Marie, for sure. I hope the plain camp male stays away, and I'm good. I feel good for her at least that she knows she's got fantastic bodyguards. 4 male lions, 4 brothers. That's a good thing. At least. The focus will be off her and more on her brothers if there's other males coming in the area. But I feel that the plain camp males, they will tend to go back west. They've got such a big territory in that area, and so I don't think they're going to hang around here for too long.
Explore the untamed valleys and thickets with Ralph Kirsten.
beautiful. En garde.
Or venture into the wild with Eric Barnard.
I will take you to my favorite places, show you my favorite animals, share the best stories, and you'll definitely be able to watch the stars.
There are only 6 places available on each safari. For more information and to secure your seat, contact Wild Earth Travel.
Right, so we're going to leave those buffalo there. Unfortunately, like I say, not something we can watch. I might just do a little loop back the way we came, just in case they're being trailed by something. You never know. I guess there were some lions that were in Buffelshoek yesterday, so potentially. But these buffalo come from... Cedric had their tracks on Mamba yesterday, and then I had a track for just the one male who seems to be accompanying them on Central this morning. So, and they came from kind of like Gari Dam side. So I doubt any Buffelshoek lions would have come across them and trailed them in, but you never know. You see buffalo make noise, and it's just so strange because they're not normally shy, skittish animals, buffalo. I normally find they just sort of watch you, even in the Kruger, you know, they very seldom run away. So I don't know what's happened or where they've come from. There has been a bit of collaring work on buffalo in Kruger recently. Maybe that herd, I didn't see any collars on them, but maybe they've a herd that's been collared and the helicopter's kind of been over the top of them, and so they're just a bit skittish. It's possible. And we're not that far from Kruger here. Oliver, I mean, yes, if they've been chased by lions, then a lone lion can make them that nervous. It's not a big herd. It's only, I think it's like 6 or 7 of them. I'm just trying to think now which way I want to go. Let's just go the way we came quickly and just double check, and we'll go round onto Central Road because they'd come from that side. They came like this across. So maybe it's possible a lone lion can do that, especially if it's a big male. Can make them skittish if it's been pressuring them all night. It's possible. Just trying to check very carefully as we go that there's not really any trucks crossing minus. But like I say, it could just be that they're just a skittish group. It does happen from times, but it's very rare that we see that buffalo that shy. Because, you know, these animals didn't even We saw them actually on this side of the road. Nadine spotted them and we stopped, and they stared at us for about what, and then they just bolted as though we were a lion ourselves. So and then from there they've just been running the whole time. This is where we first found them, was here. So I just want to double check that there's nothing sort of trailing behind them. I didn't see any tracks, and like I say, I've done pretty much all the boundaries of Djuma this morning. I didn't find any lion tracks coming in from any random direction. But those 4 lions, the Kambulas, they would love these buffalo. I remember the last time I saw them was at Londolozi last year, September, and we had spent the whole afternoon with them. They were flat and sleeping and just being rather lazy, and then we ended up getting a little bit of info of a big herd of buffalo that was quite far at that time away from them, and we didn't kind of think that they would go that way, but we decided to wait it out, and the buffalo managed to turn, and the lions obviously caught wind of them, and they got up just after the sunset, and as it got dark, and off they went, and they were clinical. They managed to grab a big cow. Shame she was heavily pregnant, which is a bit of a shame. But yeah, there's some more of them coming. See how shy they are. See if these ones run. There you go, you see they're running as well. Weird. Very odd that they're so skittish. But yeah, those lions, they were absolutely clinical. They kind of went in, started stalking. It took them all of about 5 minutes to grab this cow, and they then pulled her down and pulled the fetus out, which was fully formed, and it even looked like there was a bit of a heartbeat in there still. So it was not nice to see that part of it. But the efficiency that they hunted those buffalo was pretty ridiculous. It was a much bigger herd than I thought. Lots of bulls in it. I wonder where they came from, because I saw their tracks on Cheetah Cutline this morning, actually, now that I remember. So that's where they've come from, Torchwood side. All right, while we figure out if anything's behind these guys, let's send you back across to Cedric with those that eat them.
Thank you, Tristan, and sure. Yeah, well, if I was a buffalo and I saw Tristan coming into that sighting, I will also give him that hairy eyeball. But yeah, I wonder if these buffaloes aren't going to be coming this side. That's going to be very interesting. Exactly what I said a little bit earlier on. Need buffaloes coming onto Djuma, and if buffaloes do come into this area, well, that's going to be very interesting for this afternoon. And to see how far they come west. I'm not too sure exactly where he's got them. It sounds like towards, what was it, Mamba Road there? Was it there? Alright, so it's still quite far south east from where we are. But, sorry Jared, is it a big herd or is it a small herd? Like 4 or 5, or is it like 100? So I just want to ask Jared, because let's see what the size is. A big one or a small herd?
There's a herd.
Okay, cool. All right, thank you, Jared. Okay, so it is quite a nice size herd. Interesting. From no lions, no lion tracks, no lions, nothing on Djuma for the last few days. All of a sudden, we've got the Kambula males with this Kambula female, and buffaloes coming on, might attract more. And we had that female lion tracks coming north on Philemon's Cutline, Gary Main, pretty much there on the southwestern corner. So yeah, all of a sudden it just kind of changed up suddenly, which is fantastic. Good news for us. Hopefully we get some great action tonight.
have some lions. Cedric's probably going to follow that one.
Not good. It does happen. It has happened before, but it's a very uncommon, I can say, situation. And if that does play out, that would be good for this female. I'll be very happy. Florentine, yeah, no, it would be, it is a little bit of a nervous case if she has to return back to the regional pride, and how that pride is going to accept her, as well as how do the Nzenga males accept her. So the big thing is, if she goes into heat, it's a different story. Then the males are like, okay, well, if you can go into heat, well, you are useful to us. You know, we don't want to kill you then. You're going to be useful to us. So it'll be fine for them then.
Right, nothing behind those buffalo that I can find. Just seems like they're just shy. I don't know. We'll come back this afternoon and just double check and see if maybe during the day something has moved on the trail of them. But yeah, weird. Very, very weird that they're that shy. Anyhow, it's been one of those mornings, unfortunately. It's been a bit of a tough morning from our side. Eric and Cedric seem like they've had mornings, so that's at least good. Most of our contingent has found good stuff. I mean, we had quite a cool Eddie sighting to start with, but other than that, it's been... Oh, hello, elephant. Talking of which, other than that, it's been a bit quiet. Sorry, Panda, this is a bit of a tricky spot that this elephant is in. It's kind of just down the slope, but we'll have a look at him to finish up our morning. So go away birds are calling a lot here. wonder if there's not a bird of prey somewhere. They're not making a call. Go-away birds have quite a specific call when they see a land-based predator, and it's not that one. So I don't think it's anything to do with that. It might be, like I say, just an eagle that's come over recently. Anyway, our Ellie, as you can see, just sitting in the drainage line. It's been quite cool this morning, but the sun's about to come out, so I'm certain we're going to see these guys moving towards water points now. So Gowrie Dam, I'm sure, will be popular today, and Buffelshoek Dam as well as Chitwa Dam. There's lots of Ellies on this eastern side of Djuma at the moment, so those are all good places for them to go. Panda, I'm going to just try. Gavin, you say it's been a terrific morning. Thank you, everybody. Before I go, Panda, you see there's a kudu there that's, I don't know what it's standing on. It must be on top of a mound or something. You just see these two ears poking out. There you go. It's quite an odd view, isn't it? Seems much taller than it should be. There must be a mound there. I'm just trying to think where that is. There's a termite mound. It's right off of Nyala Road North. But you see how that kudu's watching, and these go-away birds are making noise. Just want to roll forward a little bit. That kudu looks very much like it's trying to see something. You never know. Maybe. So what's that, maybe? It's a giraffe. Well, it's a kudu pretending to be a giraffe. That's for sure. When you zoomed in on your phone, it looked... It's most certainly a kudu. Nadine, you make me laugh. She's like, looks like a giraffe on my phone. I'm like, no, most certainly not. It's definitely a kudu. But the kudu's watching these young Ellies. That's what it was watching, coming through the drainage line. Cute though. Weird composition of this herd. There must be some more Ellies that have already gone over. I'm trying to see if there's any tracks there, but so like I say, odd composition, because that's way too little to be her two calves. They're too close together in age. Now here comes another female on my right hand side. And the rest of the herd is still coming through. Our kudu has also disappeared now. Let's just roll forward, Panda. Come on, man. Let's try and see if we can't get a better view of something here. Those Ellies are tucked away. Let's see if we can't get these Ellies just walking up the road to finish the show. It'd be quite poetic, them slowly walking away from us as we wrap things up for the morning. There we go. That's better. That's quite cool, isn't it? It's slowly moving along. I'm sure the rest of the herd will follow soon. They used to spend quite a bit of time in this area where they would dig for water at this crossing, but it's all dried up. Anyway, it is that time of the morning, I'm afraid, for us to say goodbye to all of you. Hopefully you've had a good morning with us and enjoyed all that there has been to see, from elephants to buffalo and lions and jackals. It's been quite a productive morning and a little bit of something for everyone, which is good. Anyway, from all of us, it's been an absolute pleasure, and we look forward to seeing you this afternoon on our Sunset Safari.